Welcome back to It Resolves and another historic event. Today we are jumping in with Azorius Auras. Welcome back to It Resolves, everybody. I hope you guys are doing exceptionally well today. Here at It Resolves, we love to play new decks, have some fun, and hopefully learn a little something along the way. Today, we are going to continue our exploration into historic events, and today we actually are sticking with Azorius. We do have an Auras build here. Yesterday, we did play an Azorius build as well, but it was an affinity build. This one is also kind of aggro-y in the same vein as that. However, we're really looking to kind of Voltron things out here. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time because the games will take so long, but I do want to kind of just mention very quickly what the game plan is. So ideally what we are trying to do is get SRAM or Core Spirit Dancer, maybe a Storm Chaser Drake onto the field, be able to suit it up with a lot of very, very useful and helpful aura cards, specifically things like Staggering Insight as well as Curious Obsession. We do have ways to protect these cards, including Selfless Savior, Karametra's Blessing, as well as Spell Pierce, and ideally just protect those, deal damage every single turn with these evasive, very powerful threats that are really going to capitalize on all that, and draw our way into the protection and just more and more auras that we can take advantage of. It's a pretty simple strategy. It's been around for quite some time in different formats. They generally have different colors. I know in Modern you a lot of times see like a green-white build, but here obviously blue-white is, I think, the strongest version of the deck, and therefore we're going to stick with that. We're going to learn it today. We're going to have some fun. This one was taken from MTG Top 8, I believe, from just a random event, so I did kind of play around with some of the card choices, but not too much. I like this build. I think it's a good one. So we're going to jump into the full event, guys. For anybody that doesn't know, because I did forget to mention it in the last video, the events, the goal is to get to 7 wins before you get 3 losses. If you get 3 losses at any time, you are out. But yesterday we were able to go 7-1. We're going to try and do a little bit better and get a full undefeated run. Probably not going to happen, but we'll do the best we can as we learn this deck together. So let's jump in, guys. Let's see how we do. Alright guys, and here we are for game number 1. Now, this hand is perfectly reasonable, so we will try this one. We do need a little bit more white mana to really capitalize on a lot here, but the Esper Sentinel play is very, very good. It really taxes the plays that the opponent might have to deal with any of our stuff. So at the very least, we find ourselves replacing the cards that we may lose if they do just have a removal spell or, you know, something along those lines. We actually saw that do quite a bit of work in yesterday's video as well. I did play one game with this deck before jumping into the event just to make sure I had a reasonable enough grasp on how the deck was going to function. And Esper Sentinel was actually the card that I was able to suit up with a lot of the draw enchantments as well as the power-up enchantments, and it made a huge difference. It was massive. It was really difficult for the opponent to deal with. We got to draw like 3 cards off of it, and with Karametra's Blessing, we were able to protect it enough that they really couldn't do too much, so we got more than our value's worth out of it. We'll see what the opponent's up to. It looks like white is the start, which is interesting. I actually think we'll just go here. Giving the protection with the Selfless Savior is always just something you want to be able to do at any given point in the game, even if it does kind of slow us down a little bit, because we aren't able to play like the Sentinel's Eyes or something along those lines. It's just so helpful to be able to protect the Sentinel in case they have a kill spell or something along those lines. Now, worth noting, it does not protect against, of course, exile spells. That is something that we need to consider, but that's okay. I think we will be okay. Looks like life gain is definitely on the table here, and there we go. We got the land we needed. That is phenomenal. All right, so let's go ahead and throw this here. We want to tag it here because we do want to get that big power boost off of this. Now, again, it is going to slow us down a little bit. We're not going to be able to attack in this turn. However, this having vigilance and allowing us to draw more cards is just so powerful, and we can actually repeat that play this upcoming turn with another Core Spirit Dancer. So in general, I feel like we're doing okay. This deck, the life gain deck, again, one of the ones that we found ourselves up against yesterday. This is definitely a more classic version of the list, featuring the Ajani's Pridemate. The previous version was very angel focused, but this is definitely a scary deck that does get out of hand quite quickly. Wow, an Ornithopter, phenomenal. I love that. To be able to trigger the Soul Warden for basically free is quite awesome. So well done, opponent. That's cool. Very interesting. Okay, sick. We'll see what they do. They could attack, I guess. I mean, I don't think that's worth it, but they could. We could just easy block with the Core Spirit Dancer there, so obviously not the best play by the opponent to attack. But, hey, you never know. Also, guys, it's super early. I am very tired today. I did not get at all nearly enough sleep last night. I woke up very, very early at like 2 in the morning for no apparent reason, and it was awful. I don't know why I woke up so early, but here we are. And so I did eventually fall back asleep, but it took some time. All right, so this is going to allow us to draw 2 cards. I do understand that it powers up their cards a little bit here, which is not great, but I think we just kind of need to get stuff going here. So I'm actually going to power this up even more. We are kind of Voltroning this for sure, but I think we kind of need to. Obviously, they can just block with the Ornithopter, and that's kind of fine. But we do actually start to outpower. Now, this will get indestructible at some point, and that is a massive, massive problem for us. That's not something that we can stick around on the field. We can obviously give indestructible to something, in particular the Core Spirit Dancer, but that's not exactly like the most exciting play in the world. This does tax the Cleric class though, which is kind of nice. Just in case they, you know, have a follow-up play or something like that, it's worth considering that they may want to pay for this. And if not, it's an extra card for us. We do have enough lands now to really go crazy too. By that I mean, if we can start to play things like a Curious Obsession, Sentinel's Eyes, we draw 2 cards per card, which is pretty reasonable. And we do actually have Arcane Flight in here, so we do have a way to kind of get around and evade a lot of these threats. So if they can't deal with the Spirit Dancer, we might actually find our way out of this. They also don't have a very good attack, which is pretty important because we also have the Indestructible on the Selfless Savior. So there we go. Land is always good. So let's Curious Obsession first. Gonna draw 2 cards. Let's see what we get. We really, really want an Arcane Flight. That's like the big one. And it might have been worth it to have held onto a land. Wow. Just to give ourselves a little bit more room, but I think this will be okay. Let's just I'm gonna keep powering up the 1. Again, they've only got 1 white mana available. I'm not anticipating all that much removal. This generally is a deck that does not host a lot of removal. And so in my opinion, I feel like this is a reasonable enough way to go. Obviously, they are gonna wanna block. So let's see what they wanna block with. And maybe they don't. Maybe they just take the 15. That's not, I mean, that doesn't kill them. So theoretically, they could take it. But I don't know that that's the best play. 15-17, that's huge. This is the power of the deck, right? So this is exactly what the Azorius Auras deck is trying to do, is just really power out 1 creature to the best of our ability, eventually hit something like an Arcane Flight that does give evasion. And hopefully, wow, okay, they're giving us all the cards, that's fine. So it does get indestructible until the end of the turn, so they get a free block here. That's fine. That doesn't seem great. And so I don't particularly care. We could have played a Storm Chaser Drake just to give a flyer to be able to block here, but I'm putting them on very little creatures here. I don't see them as having very many, so we're going to take advantage of that. I guess we can hold out. We don't need to... All right. I mean, this is a bit of a stall game until we get the Arcane Flight, really. And so to get there, wow, they are going to take it. Okay, so here we actually do get to draw a card, which is nice, thanks to that Curious Obsession. That was interesting. Very curious. I'm intrigued as to why they took that. We'll discard a land here. We don't need any more than we already have, really. It's really just a matter of getting some more enchantments to power up the core Spirit Dancer. This puts us in such a better position, solely because they now are not going to have as much basically they don't have the life total to play with, and while they can certainly start to dig out of this, they're not anywhere close to being able to do that yet. So let's definitely attack first. They have no mana, so this is just going to be a free kill, essentially. Excuse me. All right. They're going to let the Ajani's Pride Mate down. I think that's the best bet, so I totally get that. Yeah, I think we just pass. Oh, we should have played a land. That was a bit of a mistake. But that's okay. Again, we're not in a position where we are really fighting for mana or anything. Oh, Coco. Ugh. Not good. If they do get a Coco down, that is pretty bad, which they might. They very well might. I'm trying not to play extra creatures. Again, we don't want to give them extra counters on the Voice of the Blessed, and it looks like they just don't have creatures in their hand. And so by preventing, by not playing creatures, we're really preventing a flyer from coming in and getting a lot stronger. So, okay. Oh, they've got this is the... Okay, so for those of you who don't know, there is, I believe, it's been a while since I played Historic, but if I'm not mistaken, there is a infinite combo here, which is terrifying. Now, is this the infinite combo? I think it might be. Yeah, whenever one or more counters goes on it, they gain a life, they get to do this. Yeah, so I think they are just going to win. Because they basically get infinite counters on the Voice of the Blessed. Yeah, that's hilariously annoying. But you know what? Fair enough. That's a cool little combo that they were able to pull off there. I'm gonna go ahead and just concede. There's nothing we can really do about that. They just have way too much power on that Voice of the Blessed. So, unfortunately, we're kicking off with a loss. That feels a little bad. But guys, let's jump into game 2. Let's see if we can get a win that way. All right, guys, and here we are for game number 2. Now, how do we feel about this hand? It's not amazing, I'll be honest. We are lacking enchantments. However, if we get one, we obviously get to draw a lot more cards, and we have got some protection in hand. I'm gonna keep on the basis that we might be able to just protect our way into, drawing an enchantment. It looks like this is gonna be mono red, which is so fun, but I think we can manage. Let's go here. Just get that down. Again, I am going to attack here. I don't see there as being a huge reason not to be honest. We could, I guess, block and then sacrifice to give indestructible, but does it really seem worth it? I also, yeah, okay. That's fine. All right, does this work? Because truthfully, I'm not 100% on this. Yeah, totally does. Sick. Easy block. Awesome. All right, well, that was super helpful. And that's very helpful. So let's go here. Just to, again, get the protection out as quickly as possible. Give ourselves that card draw opportunity. Unfortunately, we do not have the mana we need, but that's fine. We actually get a free attack in here because of the vigilance now, which is helpful. And they don't really have a great way to deal with this, to my knowledge. So this should be an interesting one. Should be a very interesting one. Cool. We've stopped them, at least for now, which is great. Let's enter that tap since we really don't need to do too much else. I'm actually going to attack in here. Anticipating that they probably don't block, yeah. We had the out, right? We had plenty of outs for saving that. I think we need to finish this game as quickly as we can, given how powerful this deck can be. So let's go ahead and give Indestructible there. All right. That's fine. They're just trying to clear the way, essentially, which is perfectly reasonable, and we are just drawing all the lands. No. All right, we are going to attack in. And I'm curious, it looks like they're not going to block. Fair enough. All right. Let's see what happens. We do get to survive at least one more turn, I think, here, no matter what, thanks to the blessing. So I kind of want to get them to attack. All right, so let's resolve that. Let's resolve that. Let's resolve that. What does this do? Okay, so this is just hitting us for 3, which is terrible, but not the end of the world. Nice. They certainly are getting a lot of damage on the field. There is no doubt about that. Let's see how they attack. They have no mana available. I think we just block and play it safe. I don't think we actually run the blessing out here. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. All right. We had to get something else here, so that's very, very helpful. And there we go. We got another one as well. I will take it. Let's get as much card draw going as possible. There's another Selfless Savior, which is phenomenal. And I think we'll just play this. All right, so they have to block this, and now they will be losing their... Oh, no, they're just going to take it. What? So we just win. That was kind of silly. They could have blocked. What was that? I mean, hey, I'll take it. We are 1-1 after 2 games, guys. Doing okay on that one. That was really, really efficient. Let's see if we can keep it up. All right, guys, and here we are. How do we feel about this hand? Depending on the deck we're against, this is like a perfectly reasonable hand, but we have no card draw aside from the Curious Obsession. I think, though, I'm supposed to keep it. Given we have a Curious Obsession, it's really hard not to keep this, to be honest. The Selfless Savior is our only creature, which is not ideal at all, but I do think this is perfectly fine, and we'll give it a shot. I'm liking this deck so far, I will be honest. This is sort of my style of deck if I'm gonna play an aggro deck. I'm not a big like mono red fan or anything like that, but I do really enjoy this style deck where there's a little bit of like tricksiness to it, a little bit of fun to it. I don't know, it's just fun. I like that. So we'll see what the opponent is on. Interesting. Okay, so we go there. We go there. And I actually think we go here. This gives vigilance, but it also gives us a extra little creature here. No, wait, does it not give vigilance? It gives first strike, excuse me. This has vigilance, doesn't it? Yeah, totally misread that, but that's fine. But the important thing there was to get a little, like, something else on the battlefield, because we only had the one creature. So at the very least, we should have an out to get something else going here. Which is good. Not amazing, but good. And the vigilance there is actually quite helpful, so. The cartouche is really only good if you've got a creature. Obviously, any aura is only good if you've got a creature, but this, excuse me, really helps to spread the field out a little bit. All right. So they are going to destroy the Curious Obsession, I assume? No, the cartouche. Really? What? Out of... Really? That was not what I thought was going to happen at all. That's amazing. Alright, I'm actually going to pay the 2 here. And I will 100% get a little bonus here. I am going to put it here and not on the Selfless Savior. Selfless Savior is not the card you really want to be tagging all the auras onto. It's just really the only one we had. Now, Storm Chaser Drake is phenomenal. It's already got the built-in evasion, so that's probably where we're going to go. Worth noting, it's probably important for us to leave up the Blessing next turn, in particular on, you know, saving the SRAM or something like that. Just because, you know, they very easily could get to sweeper territory or something along those lines, so we just need to be careful. Alright, so let's play Storm Chaser Drake. We'll pay 2. This is a bit redundant, but we're going to do this solely because it'll draw 2 cards, not 1, which is helpful. I'm really surprised they didn't kill the Curious Obsession. That seems silly. So we've now refilled quite a bit. I would love to play the Esper Sentinel, but I am not going to risk it. I just don't know what they could have. So let's see. Chances are they've got something here. Yep. And there we go. Can't target it. That's why we leave it up. That's why we leave it up. All right, sick. Let's draw another card for sure. All right. Hopefully they don't have another way to deal with the SRAM. Either way, I mean, I guess we have the Storm Chaser Drake, but the SRAM is definitely better from the perspective of drawing more cards. Now, Storm Chaser Drake obviously is more evasive. It's got double flying, which is helpful. Generally, it would be better to not have Arcane Flight on a Storm Chaser Drake, but I think it's fine here. We also do have, worth noting, just the Selfless Savior, which does allow us to save some things here if we need to. Let's play, I think, 2 Esper Sentinels before we do anything. That's going to tax anything that they play twice, so we should be able to draw quite a bit. And again, we are just trying to draw cards, essentially. All right, let's go here. Let's draw a couple more. Core Spirit Dancer is like the ideal target for all of these, but this should be good. And there we go, guys. We got it. Easy, easy game 3. That was beautiful. I couldn't have planned that one better. Despite not having a great starting hand, we were still able to do some work, and that was stunning. So let's move into game number 4. Let's see if we can get 3-1. All right, guys, here we are for game number 4, something. How do we feel about this hand? I don't love it based on the lands, but it's got everything, mostly everything. I'm gonna try it. Again, guys, we're here to learn a lot of the time. I keep hands just to see what can happen, because I do think it's interesting. Like, we don't know if this is a good hand. Probably not, but we don't know. And so we might get lucky. We'll see. If we get an untapped land, that'd be cool, but we didn't. Let's get that Esper Sentinel down. Curious to see what this ends up being. They've got a Mana Confluence, which is obviously a rainbow land here, so I'm curious to see what they go for. Ah. Okay, fun. All right. Well, what do we want to do? I'm gonna go here, and I am going to attack in and see if they take the bait. We've got the Blessing. Okay, they're not gonna take it. I was gonna say if they did, that'd be pretty interesting. All right, we are gonna leave up the Blessing, obviously. We need to protect the Esper Sentinel pretty heavily. This Esper Sentinel is also wicked good against a deck that's trying to play a lot of instants and sorceries, so this is a pretty killer card against them. And we'll see if they have anything. I'm hoping not. Yep, there we go. So this is gonna draw us a card, which is phenomenal. Now they are gonna get a pretty heavy attack in here. But again, we've got the life gain to offset this, and we're gonna just power it out even more, so not overly concerned about that. Yep. Super, super good. Like, look how much damage they're doing on turn 3, you know what I mean? That's pretty killer, but even still, the life totals are not that far off, which is pretty important. All right, so let's go here. Wait. Probably should go here. Let's do this. Let's do this. I do want to suit up the Core Spirit Dancer, but obviously we do need to gain quite a bit of life here as well. So let's do that. Get 3 damage in, gain 3, and basically we're just hoping to not get raked over the coals by whatever they have in their hand. But we'll see. Okay, so probably a bit of a turn off for them in terms of not necessarily having the best plays if they're going with a Symmetry Sage to start. They might try and remove something, which is great, actually. Yeah, so we get to just do this. Easy protection, we get to draw a card. They kind of wasted a card. They can attack in and kill the Core Spirit Dancer if they want, which is good. Very, very good. The Symmetry Sage is weirdly annoying. Oh, they're just gonna hit us. Does this kill us? Yeah, totally. Oh no, we get to block. I was about to say, they could have killed the Core Spirit Dancer and that would have, I think, done it, but that's fine. All right, what can we do? So we can definitely gain some. Let's see. I think we have to like kind of play defensively here a little bit. Let's do this. Let's go Cartouche here. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but we're gonna do it. Okay. And just kind of spread some damage out. And we definitely attack in here because we kind of have to, right? This is gonna draw us a couple cards. That's great. All right. We do have to discard, so what do we discard? I think it's land. That's fine, yeah. All right, here's to hoping. I don't feel great about this. We might just lose this turn given how much firepower they have, and it really only takes one instant or sorcery to get them there. With the Dreadhorde Arcanist, like, it's pretty reasonable that they're gonna be able to just kill us. Yeah, we can only block one thing here, so like, this is pretty much guaranteed death, right? Because they're going to be able to play another one here. Yeah, so that's good game. I'm going to go ahead and let them have it, obviously. That was fair. We have got 2 losses, guys. Oh, no. Already a worse record than yesterday. But you know what? That's okay. I think we're, what, 3-2 right now? Let's check. Oh, we're 2-2. All right. Next game is really important, guys. So let's jump into it. All right, guys, and here we are. This is a big, big game. If we lose this one, we are out. If we win this one, we are still in it. So let's hope for the best, guys. Let's see what we can do. It looks like Elves is going to be the matchup. This is not good. They generally are going to be way faster than most of the other aggro decks. So we basically are just hoping for the best. Oh, not Elves. I will actually take this block. Normally I wouldn't, truthfully, because obviously that's not the most amazing block in the world, but this deck is not the kind of deck that's going to have a ton of things to throw out there, so I think that's actually okay. Do we go SRAM or do we go Core Spirit Dancer? I'm going to go Core Spirit Dancer and hope for the best. This is a much more, like, the higher upside here of the +2/+2. I'm assuming they have a fight spell. Yeah. All right, fair enough. But that extra buff is actually pretty important. All right, so let's go SRAM. I will pay the 2, and let's go here. In hindsight, the Esper Sentinel could have been helpful, although they would have obviously lost or had the mana to pay for it. The first strike here is actually pretty important. Just from the standpoint of they have a 3/3 out, right? So it's actually huge. Esper Sentinel, man, I misread the situation 100%. I definitely thought they had, I thought this was Elves through and through. Turns out it's not. All right. So we get to go here. We could go Staggering Insight just to... I don't think that's great though, is it? Let's go here. And let's go here. I definitely just take out Vivian, I think. I'm not going to be overly concerned. I am pretty happy that we killed the elf. I mean, although they do seem to have enough mana here, but like, there we go. We got to draw a card. Yeah. I'm assuming they're just going to kill the 3/3, which is fine. We get the Sentinel's Eyes back if we'd like them, which is pretty important, and we already have the Arcane Flight available, so that's cool. Just gonna keep going with it. Let's get rid of you and probably you. And here I am gonna get this out of range of a different Vivian. So we're gonna gain the 4. We're not gonna be able to draw a card there, which kind of sucks. But we can't allow them to distribute counters anywhere because this is a fight deck very clearly. And that's not something that we're able to deal with. All right, they are going to attack. We do have First Strike here. No, excuse me. We do not have First Strike. Don't make that dumb mistake. All right, it's fine. We did it. It's good. All right, so let's attack first. We have Vigilance, so this is a easy 4. We gain 4. and we get another creature out, so I'll take it. All right, this is actually a weird, like this is an interesting one. I'm not sure how this is really gonna go. So we will see. We need to protect the 4/4 Esper Sentinel with our life, essentially here. But we do get the free attack in. We're offsetting the damage that we're hitting, or that we're getting from the questing beast, like 100% at this point, which is killer. And now we can just start to pressure them even more. Granted, we do not have any cards to actually play here. So I am just gonna run our hand out. All of our cards are on the table at this point. So basically it's up to them to see if they've got a way to kill anything. That's huge and terrifying. I was gonna say, I don't know that attacking here is actually the best bet, but I might be wrong. All right, cool. I guess it is, right? It's basically free. This does have reach, and therefore we don't have a good attack, right? That's very unfortunate. This also has vigilance, doesn't it? Ugh, that sucks. Okay. We just need to draw, like, anything important. Okay, at least we drew a couple cards, but these are not good cards. They are not what we want. Nice. Okay, they're definitely pressuring. We need to get this powered up. I mean, that's literally the only way we're gonna be able to get through this. I think we just take it. That's a lot of damage to take, but I think we just take it and hope for the best. Oh, come on. No, seriously? That's terrible. We have gotten so many lands. This is gonna be it. We lose. I mean, there's no way around this. They have trample. They're able to throw some counters around. That's game. They have us. Oh. We might be able to block in a meaningful way, but I don't even think I mean, even if we could, we lose next turn. So I'm gonna give it to him. Dang, that sucks. Oh, I feel so terrible about that. That was really not great. All right, so our ending record after all of that was 2-3. Not the best record. I kind of expected more. I'll be honest. I've played this deck, like I said, in different iterations, albeit not in Historic. I felt like this deck could have potentially done really, really well. Probably not as well as the Azorius Affinity deck, but I did think it had some legs. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out this time. So there you go, guys. We didn't make it, but it was still a fun time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. 2023 is definitely going to be a big year for It Resolves, so I encourage you guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Keep track of all of the content we have got coming, because there is more coming this year than I think we have ever had, and I cannot wait. It's going to be a blast. So thank you guys so much, as always, for the amazing support. I'll see you guys in the next one.